Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So in the last video, we have gone through this Python command. We have installed VS Code first, then we installed Python, and also we gone through the interactive mode of Python where we write a string first, then use the print-in built-in function and try to print it, and then we learned that how to exit from the interactive mode by using this exit function. But the problem with this, if I just close this and try to write it again, I will not able to retrieve my code. So like there is no code storage available and I cannot access that code again. Okay, or I access only the commands as in the integrate terminal which is available in the VS Code. Okay, so if I put Python, there is no command available like whatever the string we stored. So to store, actually to do that, what we have to do, we have to create a Python file. Okay. And to do that, let's create a new file. So here is the icon to create a new file. Just click on this and name it as hello python.py. Okay. Okay. Also, I will try to tell you like how you can create custom functions. Just like previously we used two function, print function and exit function. So here we create our own custom function. So when you want to declare a custom function, what you do, you start with the keyword, which is def, means you are defining that function. And next you have to write the name of that function, which should be in lowercase, and the words should be separated by underscore to improve readability, and a set of small brackets, which contains also can also contain parameters or not. It is not necessary, but if it is required, then parameters will be there in that. Okay, so let's write it. So I will put my function as hello Python, and then I will put small brackets here, and then I will put colon. Okay, and then here I can write same print, and here I can write hello Python. Okay, so if you can see, I saved it as hello python.py. So py is the extension of this file. And so if I want to run this file, what I have to do, I have to open the terminal. So the shortcut of the terminal is Control Shift and that apostrophe. So this will open the terminal for us. And you have to call this file. Um, First of all, you need to save this file. So you see this dot icon. This means it is not saved. So one thing which VS Code is offered is this auto save feature. So if you go to file and just click on this auto save, so it will automatically save. You don't need to press Control S and you don't need to remember anything. So this is the great feature of the VS Code. So now we don't need to worry about saving it and it will be automatically saved. So now you have to run this file, but first you have to save it. So I write Python, and if I type the file name, that is hello python.py, and just press enter, so it won't return me anything. Why? Because I just declared it. To actually get an output from that function, you have to call it. Okay. So to call it, we have to like type that function name, and typing that function name meaning that we are calling and basically running that function. So if I now go to it, and it automatically save, if you are not using that auto save feature, and again you have to save it again before running that file and try to run it. So you can see I am getting that result. Okay, so this is the basically like how you can store that. This file is stored in my download folders. So if I go to you can directly reveal this in the file explorer. So here you can see we have file hello python.py in our downloads folder. So here by this way you can store file locally on your computer. So congratulations, we have written our first Python program. And one more thing I want to tell you right now, that we can write also some readability lines, means some message you want to convey to future developer, because there will be a big code base in your company and it will be used by many developers. Okay. So they will try to understand. You write some custom function and they want to understand what this function actually do. So you can write this function. So basically what we are doing here, we are basically calling this function. So I can write a comment here and just like call. Here we are calling or basically running hello Python function. But the problem with this is Python also read this and it try to interpret it something, and it will not understand this meaning. So basically we want Python interpreter to ignore this line. So to do that, we have to make it as a comment. And to make this line as a comment, you have to press Control K and then Control C. Okay. So this way you can see a hashtag is included at the front of it, so you can manually include it. But VS Code has a very good feature that it can identify the language by using this extension. So it has .python extension. It will include a hashtag because here the comment will be defined by a hashtag in the front of that. So because in different languages comment is recognized by different symbols. In some language it will include forward slashes, or in some it is included bracket or something. So accordingly you can do that. So accordingly VS Code adjusts accordingly to the language and make it as a comment. Okay. So here it is a Python, so it included a hashtag about it. So here also it is a function that prints hello Python. So basically to future developers, it will make more easier to understand that what this function actually do. Okay, then press Control K and Control C. Okay, so this way you can do it. And also you can comment the code as well. Just like here, if I run the file, I'm getting this result. But if I just comment it, then it will be ignored by Python. And if I try to run it, then I will not get any result, as it will not read this. Here it only read the definition of that function. Okay. So that is the, and you can uncomment using Control K and Control U. Okay. So this way you can add the comments. So we have written, this is a like a simple hello Python program we have written. So first we have to, when you are defining that function, you have to include the def keyword. Then you have to write the function in the lower cases separated by underscore, and you have to include those small brackets there. And from the next line, it is intended to show what is inside that particular function. And here we are calling that function by just writing the name of it. Okay, and hashtag is included at the front of line to make it any line as a comment. Okay, if you want to ignore that particular line by Python. And also declaring that function does not mean you are calling it. You have to specifically call that function to get that output. Okay, so this is the one way to store your code in locally on your system. So now let's learn how to create a virtual environment. So virtual environment in Python is basically a container in which all your code and Python packages reside. So basically it allows your Python configuration file separately from other versions on your system. Okay. So it is best practice and always a good idea to use that virtual environment when you are developing the code. So let's understand it practically so you will get better understand what is a virtual environment. Okay. So basically to create a virtual environment, you have to write the command Python. So this is like a, basically we are invoking the Python interpreter, and then you have to use the flag m, which is invoking the module. So module is basically a file which contain Python definition and statement. So basically if I want to use this code, the function defined here hello Python, I want to use in somewhere else, or anybody else want to use it, so basically then I can use this file as a module and utilize these already defined functions, so I don't have to reuse and rewrite all these function again and again into different file. Basically, this totally allow you to logically organize our Python code and making it more readable. We can reuse it and more maintainable, as you have to define function only one time and then you can utilize it as a module. So basically, module allow us our Python code to be utilized elsewhere as well. So suppose if I create another file, say module.py. Okay. So here, let me write a comment. So I'm going to write a Python program to demonstrate module. So this is a simple comment which I put it here. So now what I have to do to utilize the code written here. So we want to utilize this particular function, hello Python. So what we can do, we can write from and then the file name. This is hello Python, and then we can use the keyword import and uh, and then write our function name, which is hello Python. So we can directly copy it or simply write it, import hello Python. And if I write here that hello Python function, I can directly call it without defining here because it is already defined it and I already import it as a module. So if I run it here, just then let me run the module file. So you can see I'm getting two times hello Python, hello Python. One is from this I'm calling here, and another one is from here. So if you see, if I just remove it and if I run the module file, then you can see the result. And here I'm not defining here. So I can utilize same code into multiple file. That is the basic fundamental functionality and use of modules. Similarly, when we install Python, there are some code which already come with that Python installation. One of them is the virtual environment module. So you can access that code using this module flag. So to access that virtual environment, we have to define that name, which is represented by venv, that represent virtual environment. And now you can customize that environment name, such as you can write prod environment or test environment, whatever you write. So here we are writing test environment. So you can write it and just press enter. So this will, you can see there is in the download folder, there is an folder created. So you can see this folder also contains some code, and here are some activation script. Actually, when we here we write this command, basically we are creating that virtual environment. But to actually use it, you need to activate it. And once you are activated your virtual environment, your code will run inside that environment and it will be totally separated from your other files on your system. So whatever you run here in this virtual environment, it will be separated by other processes running on your computer. So that's why it keeps your code clean, and it is the best practice to always use virtual environment whenever you are working with the Python. Okay, so basically currently we are utilizing the Windows operating system, and you can see this is a PowerShell command terminal which we are using. Okay, so for that we are utilizing this activate.ps1 script, okay, to activate it. What we have to do, we have to basically run this script. So to do that, I have to just go to my terminal and run this activation. So to do that, I have pressed dot to, which is representing the root directory, then slash, and then press tab. And then you can see our first file, then again press tab, you can see our folder. Yes, we have to write it, and inside that I want to go into script, so I will type s, then again tab, and inside script I want to run this activation activate.ps1. So I will type a, and here is our file. You can press tab again and just press enter. So you can see our virtual environment is activated, which is we write this as a name of test environment. So here you can see in the bracket it will be represented by your PowerShell that you are currently working inside an virtual environment, which is test environment. Okay. And if you want to deactivate it, just type deactivate and your virtual environment will be deactivated. But if you are using Linux operating system or Mac OS operating system, then you have to run source, and then there will be a folder of test env just like we have it here. But inside it, you will have a bin folder, and after that you have to type the activate to activate your virtual environment. So currently I'm not utilizing Linux or Mac, but for Linux and Mac OS user, you have to use this command. Okay. So basically virtual environment is a semi-isolated Python environment that allow packages which we are installing for to be used for our particular application rather being utilized by system wide. Okay. So it will be defined into this particular folder in which you are defining, that is download folder, and it will not be utilized by other processes running into our system. So that's all in this video. I will try to push more videos frequently, so it will be like easier for you to be totally into the flow. And make sure to subscribe the channel, like this video, and share this series with your colleagues, your seniors, your juniors, and with your brothers who are interested in IT field. They want to become software engineer, then please share this series with them. That's all in this, guys, and I will definitely push more videos from now on.